If you've had a bad day, or you've had a lot of bad days, bad months, bad years, bad etc., 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 you have probably seen or heard or like saw a TikTok or watched a YouTube video saying that life gets better. And today I want to talk about, well, I disagree with the concept. I think it's a good thing that, life doesn't get better. It depends on what you consider to be better to be, I guess. For me, I guess we're just gonna dive right into it. For me, I think life as a concept or as a whole cannot improve, and it can't get worse. It kind of just gets, right. I think of life like this. I think life's like one big marathon, right? A marathon where you don't really know the exact end point. All you know is that you have to keep running until you hit it, right? And I don't think you're chasing anyone or running from anyone. I think you're just running a marathon. It's not a race. You're just running, And sometimes you slow down, sometimes you speed up as time goes by. But every second of the way, I don't think the race changes destinations. I don't think the race becomes closer to finishing or farther from finishing. I think you live life in those steps, right? Every step, it's not really about how far you're going. It's about taking that one step forward, step forward, step forward, And sometimes you fall, but you're still moving forward. And the reason life cannot necessarily get better is because marathons don't change the destination based off where you are in the moment. Destination's always going to be the same, death. And running itself doesn't really get easier because it's still going to suck, right? Even if you trained 1,000 fucking years, which of course wouldn't be possible. Most humans don't even live for like 50 nowadays. But no matter how much you train or how much you try to brace yourself for life, it's still gonna hurt to run. That's why it's life. And the reason I say it doesn't really get better, and I think that's a good thing, is because the more you run, I think the more stamina you grab. I think definitely the stamina is obtained over breaks or whatever you consider to be a break. Maybe it's just, laying down for a day or sleeping for a day or, playing a game with your friends. I think that stamina that you get for life, you obtain through all of the hard experiences you live through. And I'm not going to say some stupid shit like everything happens for a reason, I don't think that's true either. I think everything happens for a reason, but not everything happens for a greater reason, right? Like I heard this quote. Now, I'm not really a super religious person, but I think the quote it's a very good one. A weak man prays that his path gets easier, and a strong man prays for stronger legs. I think in life, when you're running, you slowly gain stronger legs, and that makes life, I wouldn't say better, but it makes life easier because you're able to experience it and not in the race or in the marathon or in the whatever you want to, whatever your view of life is, right? And I think that's a good thing because if life were to become easier, I don't think it would change much. You would still experience pain. Easy isn't painless. Easy is just less, right? And, if life were to become easier, the small pains you do experience would still hurt the same, right? Let's say you've never lost a loved one, but, you fucking broke your AirPods yesterday and you're still going to be sad about it. No, it's not the same thing, but you don't even have a experience of losing a loved one. So you wouldn't really have anything to compare that pain to. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have anything that I guess could help you regulate emotions, or you know what I mean. And I think, as in life you get stronger, you are able to deal with the things that come your way and not break. So yes, it is true that life may not get easier, but you as a person will always get stronger. And you as a person will always have the strength to push through, persevere, or do whatever you want to do as long as you try. I think in life it doesn't get easier, but you get stronger and stronger and stronger until you realize that your strength was never in, your circumstance. Your strength was always in you. From the moment you were born, you know, and you realize that your strength was never in, the good you've experienced. Your strength wasn't in the fact that you could keep going because you've experienced good moments. You can keep going because you've experienced bad moments. And those bad moments are going to help you to want to keep going for as long as you do, right? And obviously, it's not easy. You know, I can't just tell you, oh, life doesn't get better, you just get stronger, and that's not gonna make you fucking love the fact that, you know, you have some shitty things going on in your life. But what I'm trying to say here is don't worry about life getting better. Worry about living through what you've lived through now so you can live the rest of your life and you can be the one to make it better by living, right? Life doesn't get better, but once you stop worrying about all the bad things and just, you know, try to live through them, life gets what you make of it, right? If you can live through enough experiences to make your own life, make your own joys, make your own whatever you want to make, I think that's when it truly becomes something you can love. So don't worry about people who say life gets easier and then 2 years down the line, your life hasn't changed at all. That's just because life just lifes. You know, however you want to cut the cookie's still there. Life is just life and it doesn't get easier, doesn't get harder, but you can live through it. And once you do, don't worry about having those good experiences that make it worth it. Make those experiences for yourself and realize that I'm strong enough now. I'm strong enough to live, you know, through it all. So, moral of the story, if you've lived to the point you're living now, no matter how old you may be, whether you're like 5 or fucking 30 or fucking 20 or any age, you're strong. Don't forget that, okay? And don't let those feelings that make you feel sad, the things that make you want to stop going, make you forget that you are strong. Not because you've experienced all the good and that's what makes you keep going. It's because you've experienced the bad and chose to be here watching this video right now. Or not even watching this video, just existing. You matter. You are loved. I hope this video, if you know, helped a little bit, or maybe it didn't, but you know, at least you're here. Goodbye.